And we're live. We got Matthew Vigil in the studio today.
What up?
What up? How have you been?
Good to be here. Not been bad.
Thanks for coming in. I know I hit you up last minute. I think it was like yesterday. I was like, yo, Matt, want to come on the pod?
Well, you definitely have asked me, but I've been trying to get away from it, but I'm here.
Thanks for coming on. And then just move your mic up just a little. Yep, there you go. And then I know you've been avoiding it a little bit. I've been trying to get you in here for a minute now.
I'm not the best at this kind of stuff, but, just trying to help out a friend, I guess.
Thanks. It's okay. Like, you'll get used to it. Like, the camera and the light are a little funky to get used to, but that's the best thing. So, it's a new dad podcast and everything. You're not a dad yet.
I'm not a dad yet.
Keyword on yet.
But if it was up to Kinley, we'd have like 5 kids. But Kinley's my wife, by the way.
She's trying to get him to have a kid. We're all trying to get him to leave his dang-a-lang in a little longer. Just kidding.
That might work, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, dude. Do you think it's in the future? Like close, soon future, or like distant future?
We've definitely been talking about it. We're probably thinking not too soon, but soon.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So, like, I really want to get Matthew on here because, like, that's a huge stage in, like, a relationship, I feel like, is, like, talking about kids and, like, moving towards that section of life and that part of life. And it was something that was big for us. I was like, oh, we need a house, this and that. Like, do you guys have anything you want to, like, have set in stone before you have kids, or, like?
Well, I know. I mean, one was the house for sure. And just getting to where we could where we make enough money to where we can handle everything and whatnot. But I mean, I think we're pretty ready. I mean, I'm not ready, but I'm ready.
That's how it is, dude. It's like, I think that's how it's got to be. It's like everybody talks about wanting to be ready and this and that. It's like, you just got to, kind of something you just got to do.
You'll never be ready.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
For sure. So, what was it like buying a house? Because I know you've been flipping houses for a minute. And so, like, what's the experience like? That's a question I have. Like, what's the experience like buying a house to flip or like buying a house to like live in?
Well, let's just say I spent a lot more money on the house that we're living in, but I mean, obviously to flip houses, I'm just, I'm doing it to make money and make the house a more livable space for the next buyer. And our house right now it has 2 units. So we're renting out the basement right now, and then we're planning on hopefully maybe here soon moving out, and then we'll rent out both the top and the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of our plan right now, but
kind of keep that revenue stream coming in and everything.
Try to make some money while I'm not at work.
Some money moves, some money that generates for you, not
exactly some passive income.
Yeah, some passive income
for sure.
There you go. Have you guys thought about having a baby while you're in this house, or do you guys kind of want to get to that point where you get your next move going? Or like just kind of doesn't matter and lands where it lands?
I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I definitely want to be into a new house by that time.
There you go.
Just the way our house is set up, it's big enough, but I'd like a little bigger. But our next house is going to be like the same thing, have multiple units so we can rent out whatever the other units and, just keep doing that year after year and build some monies. Some
money's moves.
Yep.
That's the best thing about like talking to different people and everything. Like everybody's got their own little like side hustle and what they got going on. So like I think it's cool learning from everybody a little bit.
Yeah.
And like we talked about it on, I forgot which podcast it was, but like you helped me do my floor that week.
Yep.
And like learning how to actually like work on your house and do stuff. And I think that's important for guys out there, guys or gals, if you're into that. like just learn how to do some basic stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a blessing to be able to know how to do that stuff, but then sometimes it's a curse.
Yeah.
Then people will ask you to help you do stuff, but no, we had a blast. It was a lot of fun for sure.
It was definitely a lot of fun. And like I feel like that's what you got to do when you're doing a project, like make it fun.
Yeah,
Like if you have buddies over, like have some music going, like
for sure.
It almost felt like we were just hanging out for 2 weeks in a row instead of actually working on it.
Yeah, I was like dreading it just because of the work, but then after we like got going and stuff, I was like, dude, this is fun.
Yeah, I was like, because like we haven't hung out too much. Like we've known each other forever, and we were kind of talking about that. Yep. But like we haven't actually like hung out for a long time since we were in like high school.
It's been a minute for sure.
Been too long.
Yep. Riding around in the Mustangs with Max and you and.
I know, for real. I got to get Max on the pod. He's having a baby now.
Yeah, Max. You're up next.
You're up next, son. But what is it like I guess like, so to speak, are you confident like when you have a kid, like you're able to like, I don't know, like handle it? Or are you like still worried you need to do something?
I mean, I've always liked kids, and if anyone knows Kinley, she's already a mom. Like, she knows how to do everything, and I'm like, I'm glad you know that stuff because I don't know. I just like kids, and I like
check shit.
But yeah.
So you feel like you're a little ready, or like you need to like?
I'm definitely ready, but yeah, not ready at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be ready, but it's definitely the next step for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
That's like going into it like I didn't know nothing. Like I've said that a lot of times, but now I'm learning like, man, I'm on like TikTok, I'm on YouTube, like what's the best baby monitor, and like diving into all this shit, and like heavy metals in baby food. Like I didn't know there was a lot of heavy metals in baby food, and like that they can't have those and stuff, obviously.
Really?
Yeah. So like we started going to like Walmart to get it, but they have like fresh farm or something, freshly farm. It's like in a cooler, and it's like baby food, like fresh baby food, and like I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's one skill I need to catch up on because I don't know anything. I'm like, oh, it's baby food. Here you go.
Yeah, for real. Like I was like, oh, we'll feed it like the rice stuff, and like I guess if you do that, that's fine. But like I just like took a deep dive into like the baby food industry and stuff, you know. And I'm like, oh, we need to get it like the freshest food and this and that. And at the end of the day, I feel like you don't need to, but I don't know.
Depends on the situation, I guess.
Yeah.
Different parenting and whatnot.
Like just like anything I've done lately, I'm like, what's the proper way to do stuff? Like the proper way to do the floors, or like to freaking work on my car and stuff. And
yeah, now you're doing it with your baby.
Yeah, now I'm doing it with the baby. I'm like, oh, we're going to get the best baby monitor. Like I'll work that overtime shift so I could get the best baby food, the best, like, you know, I don't know. It's probably dumb. Probably spent a little too much, but
I'm sure I will be the same way because, yeah, everything I want to buy, I research the crap out of it. YouTube, all whatever, just trying to
figure shit out. And
just trying to figure it out.
And it's like
what's the best of the best and what's gonna work and what's not.
And it's like what I don't know is like I make up for, and like, oh, well, I'm just gonna Google what's the best and go buy the best, you know?
Yep, definitely trying.
It's like a little shortcut.
Yeah.
Like but I don't know. But we've known each other for a long time, kind of like what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to give my kid, and we've talked about it with like the podcast with Braden and stuff.
Yeah.
But like almost everybody I've had on here I've like met from sports or like different activities like that.
For sure.
And it's like we met each other playing flag football way, way, way back in the day.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We can't even remember how young we were. It was insane. Like 5, 6 years old, maybe.
And And that's something like our dads kind of like gave us, and I want to give to my kid and like maybe your kid. Like maybe you'll have a kid when me and Drew are around to have our second
or third or fourth. No.
Yeah, so like they could be the same age, because like Zach just had another baby, and Ethan, and like we'll have like a bunch of babies the same grade.
Yep, Zach and Braden have 3 kids already.
I
haven't even started.
Yeah, cool.
My kids aren't gonna have any friends.
I know, for real. Like we were talking about that last night. Drew had a bunch of friends over, and I was like, damn, if I like, you ready for another baby? Like, everyone wants a brother or sister, you know?
That's what I was gonna ask you. When's the next one coming?
Yeah, we're trying to plan for like maybe 2 years in between. Their birthdays are like maybe 2.5, 3, somewhere around there. I feel like is a good gap.
For sure, they're close enough to where they can be friends, but not too close where it's a pain.
Yeah, especially on like Drew and like the women's body, like woman's body, like
yeah.
Like, praise them for the shit they go through, bro. Like, even when they're pregnant, I'm like, I couldn't do none of that.
Yep.
Being, like, some pregnancies I know are way worse than others and, like, sick. And some women, like, oh, yeah, we're good. We're going to the gym and everything. And I don't know. When I see, like, chicks that are pregnant at the gym, I'm like, damn, you are strong. Because I barely got my ass up to get here.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, dang, you're here. And I'm like, I've been here one time in the week. You're coming more often than I am, and I'm not pregnant.
And I'm not pregnant.
I'm just lazy, I guess.
For real. I'm like, damn. And then, like, all this stuff they have to eat and everything for the baby and prenatal vitamins and everything. So, shout out to all the women out there for what you go through.
Yep. Praise the women.
Praise the women.
Thanks for doing it so we don't have to.
All we got to put up with is some attitude, you know? That's something people won't tell you. Like, those pregnancy attitudes, they're a little scary sometimes.
I could imagine, because the non-pregnancy ones are...
They're there too.
They're there too. So
I turned into, I'm like, what do you want to eat? Like, I'll get you what you want for dinner. Like,
yep. That's the problem with the women. They don't ever know what they want to eat, but maybe when they're pregnant, they have the cravings, so they know.
That, or you just got to have like a preset list. You go through and you're like, you want this, or this. Like, does that sound good? And she's like, well, this or this. I'm like, okay, well, how about this? No, actually, that sounded better. And then you have to go get that.
Or they want something from one place and want something else from the other place, and you have to go to do 2 different places.
It's like, I'm gonna go get something for me, and then for you, and your special order. It's like, it's almost like going to Starbucks. Like, one order is like a whole list in my notes because I don't know what the fuck to say. I love like Starbucks.
I don't know. Their coffee just tastes like burnt.
Where do you get your coffee from?
Home.
Home.
The good old donut shop.
Oh, there you go. There you go. See, I don't know. I like my iced coffee. I'm a basic bitch, you know.
You're like Braden. Just pumpkin spice mocha latte, chocolate, whatever the heck they are.
For real, mine's like more sugar than coffee. Mine's like a fucking heart attack with a shot of espresso.
Yeah.
But so I know you and Kinley go to the gym together.
Sometimes. Well, we go to the gym together, but sometimes. And like, is that something you think you'd keep up through pregnancy or after pregnancy? Because like me and Drew, she's just barely like starting to come back to the gym and everything. And I know it's hard for women to get back in the gym and but some do it really good, you know? Yeah. I know Kinley wants to do it while she's pregnant, but dude, we've just had the hardest time going right now. So I'm like, we've just been super busy, and then we're like, we'll go tomorrow. And then it just ends up, yeah, we'll go tomorrow.
Fuck it.
We've been trying for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's cool.
Yeah. I think it's definitely something we plan on trying to do from here on out. You know, take care of your body, take care of your mind, and especially while you're pregnant, you know. Got to take care of your body and obviously the baby, but
look, there you go.
oh boy.
And like, It's raining a little bit.
It's raining.
I don't know if any of you are all from Tooele. I don't know if it is like this anywhere else, but like the wind's been pretty crazy lately. Like I've been out there trying to fix my fence as the wind's blowing it over and everything, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yep. And I was telling you my car alarm was going off all morning.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking current events going on. How do you want to show your kid, like, I know your dad was big into like teaching you how to do like all the wood flooring and like how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to teach?
Oh yeah. It's definitely a skill that I want to instill in my children.
Uh-huh.
That way they can be kind of independent and then not have to, pay someone else to do it and just, do it themselves.
Yeah.
But
I agree. Plus, like, I don't know. That's a fun thing to do. Like me and my dad, I was working out at his house. I filmed the gym video. It's coming out this next week. I know I said that last week, but it's a little more nerve wracking going in there and filming, especially when you start doing it.
well, this is nerve wracking enough.
For real, like
I can't even talk.
You're good. You're doing great, dude. But like going to the gym is like something me and my dad did, and I kind of talked about it in that little like vlog style video. And it's like, even if we were mad at each other, like not talking, like we could just go to the gym together and work out together, and then it's like kind of feel better about it. Or like, and then after that, he got a Harley this last year, and like my uncle was there helping him, and I kind of just helped him finish it up and took a couple wires and then rode it around for a minute. And I was like, it's something cool. Like he helped me work on my car, and like just stuff like that. Something fun to do with your dad,
Yeah, finding the next hobby after football.
Uh-huh.
To do with your parents and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we grew up playing football. Like our dads knew each other.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I feel like it's a big like brotherhood. Like that's how I met you. That's how I met Braden and Zach that were on the podcast. But I feel like that's why we've gotten so close together is because of that, the brotherhood of football. But, and it obviously extends past football, and the things you learn goes past.
Goes like everywhere, because like I know we played with people that were in football and they go off into other things, but they're still they will help you out with what they're into, and then like you would help them out with what you're into, and like so on and so forth.
Yeah, like you hit me up saying you needed help with some flooring. I'm like, yeah, all right,
Like I got you
for sure. And then that's how it is with any of those guys playing football. Like I don't care if we weren't close during football. Like you ever need help or struggling, hit me up. Like I don't care.
Yeah, because it was like a brotherhood, and like you struggle through the morning weights and like the camps, and you struggle through the games and like find a way to make shit work. And like I don't know, that's like an experience you don't get in a lot of places, I feel like. And like most sports you get that, like kind of like brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever. But like I don't know, I feel like sports is something huge I want to have my kids in.
It's definitely like football is big in like into the brotherhood thing. Like, it's insane. Like the friendships that I've had from football, and like best friends from just football, and the people I've met and coaches and stuff. But,
yeah. And like the father figures and stuff. Like I know a lot of coaches that didn't have a kid in the game, and they're there, and I still call them like uncle, or like they're so close to me as like, oh, that's like my uncle, and like they're close to my dad and everything, and like I want my really close friends to be known as like uncle to my kid.
Yep. I was actually going to touch on that. Yeah, we don't have kids right now, but like we'd love being aunt and uncle to our friends' kids, like Braden and Zach.
Oh yeah.
Maybe sometime
Ezra
with Ezra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we love it for sure. But
I was like, we went over to Braden's for New Year's and we're there. I walk in the door and you have one of his kids and you're holding him like, damn, he's ready to be a dad. Kinley's like with the other kid. I'm like, damn, they're ready. Like, they just need to rip off the Band-Aid and get to it.
Hopefully soon, maybe.
That's what every guy hopes. Just kidding. But kind of like diving into the like brotherhood stuff. Once I got out of sports in high school, man, it's hard because you go into a job force and it's like you don't find that like brotherhood anywhere. And like I know like Zach went into the Army, or I forgot what, if he went the Navy, Navy. Into the military anyway. And it's like I know they have that brotherhood.
And Braden,
Yeah, and Braden did too. And then Braden's in the like police force and they have that brotherhood and stuff. And it's like if you're just working a normal job, it's hard to find that, especially when you're raised that way like your whole life, you know.
Mm-hmm. Looking for those close relationships and you're like
you meet some people at work and like you'll tell them something and they'll stab you in the back real quick and you're like, damn, brother, like
thanks for having my back.
Yeah, I was like, I was not raised this way. All right, so I know this isn't the normal podcast. You're not a dad yet.
I'm not a dad yet.
I appreciate your thoughts and everything on like what it's going to be like to be a dad, because like that's the hardest part is like you think you're going to be this or that, and then you actually have a kid and you're like, your thoughts are like totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But one thing that I've been trying to cut out of my life a little bit is caffeine.
Mm.
And I know we're talking a little bit about coffee, and what's your energy drink of choice?
You already know the good old Red Bull.
Good old Red Bull. That's what I'm trying to cut out of my life, bro. But like, I'll wake up and like if I have to do something that day or it's like stressful, it's like I'm gonna grab a Red Bull because I got that brain fog. And like I don't know if it's just from like I haven't had the Red Bull actually, like the caffeine deficit, or if it's like mentally like I'm addicted to Red Bull. You know,
you're addicted.
I'm for sure addicted. I'm like, oh, I need that Red Bull, and I have the Red Bull. I'm like, oh, it's so much better of a day already.
Yep.
But it's raining.
It's coming down hard.
It's coming down a little bit. But want to just say one more final question for you. Okay. How was it doing the podcast?
Oh, I don't know how to talk, especially when there's a camera in front of me. Wow. No, it's a cool experience, but I definitely need to be better on.
It's tough.
It is tough. If we're just hanging out like we were doing flooring, or we're probably about to going to work on your car and my bike. I'll, no worries. But when that thing's sitting in front of me, I'm like freaking nervous.
How, and like, that's something that people take for granted a little bit. Like, I'll hop on a podcast. I'll fuck that shit up real quick, you know? And it's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was it, you think?
Oh, for me?
Like, just getting into it. Because, like,
for other people, like everyone else you probably had on, it's like easy as can be. For me, I'm like, dude, I sound like I'm a dummy.
No, dude, you're doing good. And, like, that's the thing. Like, I have a little light right there and everything. It's like, you look into that and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say, you know?
Yeah. I'm like, I had all this stuff I wanted to talk about, and then I'm like, dude, my mind just went freaking blank.
It gets to you a little bit.
Yeah.
So for all you out there that started a podcast and like know the struggles, like
hats off to you.
Hats off to you, because
even
like,
their guests, I'm like, dude, I'm struggling even right now.
It's tough because you see that light and you see that red flashing light and you're like, oh no.
And you have almost 1.5K followers right now? I'm like, oh geez.
You're like, uh-oh.
At least that many people are going to see it, probably more. I'm like, oh man.
We hope for more, but that's okay. But thank you for coming on the pod. I put you on the spot.
Yeah, he did. And I apparently don't know how to talk, but subscribe.
Yes. Please subscribe. Go follow. Go follow the Instagram if you're a real one. But leave a comment, leave a like. We're having another guest on next week. Played a little college football, something I wish I would have tried to do that I wouldn't have.
Wish we all could have done.
Yeah, for real. So, look out for next week's video. Thanks again. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, see you next week.